My name is Robin Nicole, and I was born on May 8th, 1972. I came in on the Heralds of Light frequency as a way shower of freedom, along with the energy of independence for all. I came to hold the light. I came to help make the world a better place to live in. I also came in with a Chiron wounding in Aries, which means I have a deep core wound around empowerment, self-worth, and rejection. My parents named me Robin, not just because the robin bird is the first sign of spring, but to remind me that I was born to fly, to spread my wings and soar through life, and that I am allowed to take up space in this world. I matter, and I can make a difference to myself and others. I come to finally remember, to finally break the chains that bind, to finally turn the key and open my heart to joy, peace, and happiness. I do this in so many ways that it is way too much to explain in a short bio. I am not just one thing, and I never feel as though I have arrived. As every moment new beliefs arise and new mysteries unfold, I change and evolve. I am light. I am and always will strive to make a difference, to help my fellow man grow and evolve around me, to teach by example, and to always speak my truth. I invite you to get to know me, explore through the eyes of Robin's world. My world revolves around color, around sound, around always seeking to connect fully with my higher self. When I am fully in balance, I create so many things. I am a way shower. I am an artist. I am a channeler of all that is. I am a starlight master who puts one foot in front of the other, even through the toughest of times, and push through adversity to shine my light out into the world as bright as I possibly can. So I found this feather. It's a falcon feather on my way home from my walk from the last time I did a video blog. And I want to use this feather to tell a story about signs and what signs mean. And this one is a falcon feather. And we don't get falcon feathers very often around where I'm living here in Ireland. And it was literally in front of my house on the road, just there waiting for me right when I was at the end of my walk. So I'm going to be telling you more about it when I go into the forest, but I just wanted to do this so I didn't have to carry the falcon feather with me all the way into the forest. Hello. I'm down here by the forest, in the forest. I just came down from my walk and I showed you my falcon feather that I found on the way home from my last journey down to the forest. And I wanted to speak about a little bit today, the topic, and I've been thinking about it on the way down from my walk. The topic that I would like to speak about today is all around signs and really listening to the signs, listening to your intuition about like what is being shown to you. And you will always, when you're listening to what your guides, what your inner self is telling you, what your intuition, what your gut is telling you, you can never go wrong. And so I'm going to start out this story by talking about the falcon feather because it was really cool. So if you had listened to my last video blog, I told you about an initiation ceremony that I had about it was to help me, and it was merging with this Lemurian crystal, and it was basically getting me ready, initiating me into like taking the baton from my Lemurian aspect and like doing the next leg of the race to get to the finish line, and all that I came here to do. And I have been told, I've been being told that the whole time that I have been connecting with my guides, since I had in 2018, I had a QHHT session where I was fully and completely asking all these questions for my higher self, and they were giving me I asked for what my soul purpose was, what I was here to do, and they told me like through my light coded artwork and just by like being and holding the light. And so I spent a lot of years just kind of spending time being and holding the light, and just kind of inspiring people to and show people different ways to heal themselves without having to go to like other people to get their healing and their activations and all of that, because that's like taking your power away. And to stand fully in your power, you need to listen to the signs, the intuition, the guts, feelings, the different things along the way to keep you on the path that you're meant to be on. And so I just want to like go over the falcon feather. So over here in Ireland, we have falcons, but like I never have ever seen one flying. And on my way home from my walk the other day, after I had the initiation ceremony, and I was being told by my guides that I have everything I need to complete to get to the finish line. I have everything I need. There's nothing, everything's inside of me. Everything I have is everything I need. That I was totally lifted from the veil that was put onto me when I was born. The veil had been lifted, and that I would understand everything, the mysteries and all that, and I would basically be kind of more alert, more knowing everything, so that I could help people going forward. And so when I saw the falcon feather, and then I looked up what the falcon feather meant, it was just basically a symbol that you can do this, that you have everything you need inside of you. It's about I think the falcon feather symbolizes intuition and understanding of mystery schools and understanding of the universe, and basically being like attuned to your psychic abilities, kind of thing, that you have everything you need like inside of you. And so it was just a reminder to me that I have everything I need. And so I want to talk about signs and how I look back and I see that the signs have been showing me this, to be living a heart-based living type of lifestyle for a very, very long time. And I had been trying to fit in with like the spiritual community, and I started my Facebook group in 2019 to kind of find my tribe, and just to see where I fit into the world, and so I could like come in contact with like-minded people who are interested in holding the light right alongside with me. And it was an adventure. Let's just say that, because I as I went through the whole experience, when I opened up the Facebook group and I started connecting with people, and I started doing the
like when the lockdown, I think it was like right around the time that the lockdown happened, and everybody was like in the COVID mode, and I started doing little like streaming online, and I was like bringing people in, and we were like learning different like mystery school stuff. We were learning how to like raise our vibration, and we were having like little workshops and stuff like that. And I had met up with other people who were also interested in doing the same thing. And so we started offering, and we started like making this like community, this like spiritual community where we could fit in, where we could be and do. And like the whole time that I had been doing this, even like before I started the Facebook group, I had been doing a crystal healing kind of circle thing at my house, and I kept getting these signs. I kept getting these like I kept getting this guidance, like, do not turn this into a religion. Do not turn this into something where people have to follow you, and like that you're like some kind of a guru or anything like that. This is not what this is about. This is about being an example. By you living a heart-based living, by you holding the light, by you demonstrating out to the world that you are that what you're living, so that like, and then it would inspire other people. It wasn't that I was so they remember they were very adamant telling me that I am not a healer, I am not a activator, I am not the be all end all, and that everybody has their own free will, and I should always ask permission whenever I'm like going into someone's Akashic records, and always ask permission from people if they want to work with me, kind of thing. And that it was like a big no-no because we all have the power to stand in our own power. We all have the ability to heal ourselves. We all have the ability to activate ourselves. And we all have the ability to have the knowing inside of us as far as what to do. And we do this by living this heart-based living. And I found myself surrounded at different times by different people who were trying to turn what they were doing into I would call it like a religion, or a community where they were like the leader of the community, and they were the ones that had all the power to do the activations and the healings and all of that kind of thing. And I remember at different times I would be online doing like a streaming event or something with a group of people, and I remember there was this one time that I was on, and with a group of people, I think there was like about 7 or 8 people on at that time, and it wasn't my platform, it was another person's platform that I had gone on to, and they had asked me to come to this like moon equinox thing or something like that, and I thought I was just like participating with everybody else, and that we were just going to talk and you know, just like hold the light for each other and hold the space for each other. And I remember there was a person on there that said, "This is going to be amazing. You have like 9 spiritual, really strong healers in front of you today, and so this is going to be an amazing show," and all this kind of stuff. And you know, keep your eyes on the screen and all this. And it just made me, I all of a sudden just kind of got this like feeling inside of me, and I was like, I wanted to step up, and I didn't say anything at the time. And I was like, you're putting me into this group of saying that I am a healer, and I am not a healer. I will say to everybody, whenever I'm like teaching a class whenever I'm posting something, I will always make it clear that I am not the one doing the healing, that you are doing the healing. I might be able to spark you or assist you to like do your own healing or whatever, but I am not the healer here. And we all have the ability to heal thyself. And there would always be these different signs that would come in, and that was one. And then there would be other times when I would be doing things with other people or having interviews on the Shine Your Light Network with people, and they would be like doing all these like amazing things, and people were like following them. They were getting lots of followers. People were attending their like events. People were attending their mystery schools. People were attending their master classes, and people were just like forking out all this money and going to their retreats and doing all this stuff because this person that was in front of them was like love bombing them and spiritual love bombing them and doing all these things, like magical things and all these like shiny coins. And like for me, the message has always been the same. It's been a simple message. We're here to hold the light, raise our vibration, raise our frequency to a higher level so that we can live in a high vibrational society. It has not been like what some of these people were doing anyway. And so everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm teaching, everything that I'm like writing in my book, everything is like all based around helping a person help themselves, giving them all these like spiritual tools and everything. And in the meantime, I'm quietly trying to be this example in a place where everybody around me, everybody that I'm like corresponding with, people that I'm doing things with publicly, are all looking for like to be like the next guru or something, or money grabs. There was a lot of money grabbing, and I can do this for you for a fee and all this kind of stuff. And it was just like there was different times I would get these signs, I would get these warnings, I would get this like gut feeling inside of me that said, this isn't your tribe, this isn't your tribe. And I kept trying to hold this light in a place, in this community, in social media, in wherever, to try to like spark people and get people to see that they have everything that they have inside of them. And it just, I was just noticing that I just wasn't fitting in. I wasn't fitting in any direction. And as the years went by, there would be different things that would be going on, and I was like giving my power away by allowing these people to be in the room with me, because I didn't resonate with what they were putting out. Their words would say one thing, and then their actions would say another. And little by little, and it started pulling the pullback. I started pulling back from this, trying to like find my tribe, because I realized that my tribe wasn't on the social media platforms. The social media platforms weren't made. They're not made to be in a high vibrational world. They're made to like control and keep someone kind of like in a space, keep their vibration as low as possible. It's just like the old 3D paradigm kind of thing, right? So I was kind of like fighting this, and like throughout the last 4 years, I've been like different times wanting to just go off social media, just leave it altogether, because it felt like sometimes it was like bringing me down, and it wasn't the right fit. And then, so little by little, I changed things, and I kept the Facebook group. It was called the Shine Your Light Network Facebook group. And I kept that for a very long time, so that people could post their what they're doing and advertise themselves or whatever. But it was meant to be for like the little people to kind of shine. It wasn't meant to be for like the gurus and the money grabbers to come in and like take over. It was meant to be for that. And so right before I broke my arm in September, I got this message when I was, because things had been bothering me. Things had been bothering me about my interviews that I had done on the Shine Your Light Network, because I had been looking back and the different people that I was doing the interviews with. I saw these signs. I was seeing signs that these people were not heart-based. Just about every single person that I interviewed, not all of them, but just about every single person that I interviewed, came to me for an interview so that they could be promoted in some way, and so that they could get themselves out there to the spiritual community. And a lot of them were there just to poach the people that were following me. And it had been bothering me. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I was in the steam room. At first, like right before I went to the steam room, before I went to exercise that day, I remember saying to my husband, maybe I'll just take off the interviews that don't resonate, the ones that don't resonate with the mission, like what I'm here to do, what I'm here to, the messages of that we all have the power to heal ourselves, that we all can hold the light, that we all have the ability to connect to ourselves, to our guides, and to connect to the earth. And we all have that ability, and it wasn't coming across in the interviews. And so I said, maybe I'll just kind of like I'll just take off some of the interviews that don't resonate anymore. And I went to the steam room, and by the time I was done in the steam room, I had this like conversation with myself, and it was like, this doesn't feel good anymore. This Shine Your Light Network doesn't feel like it's doing what I came here to do. It doesn't feel like everything. It just felt like I didn't fit in, and I just felt like I needed to change it in some way. And if you had told me like that I would have changed the Shine Your Light Network and taken that totally down and taken all the interviews down, you would have told me that I was crazy, because it was so important to me. And it was so important to me to get this message out to the world. And I just kind of was like, I'm just going to change it all. I'm just going to take it down. And so I went home and I changed it. She showed me to change it to the heart-based living, because that's what I'm doing. I'm living in a heart-based reality. And that's what I want to be the example. That's what I want to show to people. How to overcome all of these obstacles, and to keep your frequency as high as possible. And those interviews, they just didn't do it. And so I went in and I started like just deleting. I changed the thing. Everything was cool. Everything was all changed. And I just felt so good. I felt like, wow, like this, like I never have to do another interview with a fake person ever again. Because that's what I was feeling like. They were just fake. And they were culty, and they were like trying to get people to come to their thing and come to my very expensive course that like go take a loan out to come to my course, because like basically no normal person some people would have the money for it, but most people would not have the money. And then they would say, oh, you need to manifest it. You need to use your manifesting powers to manifest $10,000 to come take my course. And when you're done, you will be a master healer. I was like, what the fuck? I can't deal with this shit anymore. And so I stopped. I got it all out, and I was feeling so good. I was like, finally, my essence is going to come through in these videos, and it doesn't care who sees them, how many people follow. I don't even care. I'm just going to live my heart-based living and be the example quietly, because all the signs were coming in saying you don't fit in. Do not fit in. Do not change yourself to fit into this world that people want you to fit into, that people are all excited about. Just keep standing solid. Keep holding your light. And those are like the signs. I kept getting messages. I would get them in my journaling. I would get video. I would get like cards that would tell me that. I would get like voices telling me, stay in your lane kind of thing. And then, so that happened, and then I broke my arm. And at the time, I hadn't really I hadn't changed the Facebook group. I kept that as the Shine Your Light Network group. And so during the time from September 19th, when I broke my arm, until the other day, which was I think it was December 6th, I think, when I archived the group, I had been being given signs. They were showing me little by little that I needed to close that group down. And so little by little, as I was sitting there, I don't always I'm not always spiritual. Come on, people, we can't be spiritual in meditation, having all these revelations happening 24 hours a day. It just doesn't happen. When you're living a high vibrational life, you still have to eat. You have to cook your food. You have to clean your house. You have to exercise. You have to take care of your children. And you know what? Sometimes you like to watch TV, okay? I like to watch Netflix series. I like to watch Prime. I like to watch different things. And so throughout the whole of the time that my arms are broken, I have been listening to, there's a lady that does these podcasts, and it's called Cults to Consciousness. And basically she is talking to a lot of people that were members of different types of religious cults and polygamous cults, and the Amish, and different people that have left those culty type religion based things, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon stuff, right? Mormon, polygamous groups, all different kinds of that kind of thing. And I don't know, I just they kept showing up on my feed, and I kept watching them. And when I was younger, I used to love going down to the Amish, and I used to think, oh, they're such cool people. I would love to be Amish, because they all work as a community, and they help each other out, and they make sure everybody has food and stuff. But then after I started learning about what they actually really do with their people, and the shunning, and the if you don't do exactly what they want you to do, then you're out kind of thing. And so there was a lot of that kind of going on. I was watching a lot. They were kind of coming up on my feed, and I was watching it because I'm interested in that topic. And I grew up with a friend who her parents were involved in a cult, in a spiritual cult. It was called the New Life Church or something. And I remember going to her church, and they were trying so hard to get me to kind of go over and be part of their church. They were grooming me. They were trying to get me to kind of come over there. But my parents wouldn't have it. My mother kept me safe. And my mother was no, she has her church that she goes to. I was a Methodist girl. And they were she can come to your church, with the friend, and do things with her, but your friend can come over to hers as well, and let her go to the youth groups and stuff that we had in ours. But she was never allowed to go to the youth group. She was never allowed to do anything. But I was allowed to kind of go, and I saw this whole cult thing going on, right? So it was in my community. It took over a lot of families, and it ruined a lot of families as well. But anyway, So like I was watching all of that, and then all of a sudden, about a month ago, I was watching Prime and I saw this thing about the Twin Flames universe, and they had this whole like thing on it, and I started going, oh my God. Now it's not just like the Mormons and the Amish and the Mennonites and the Jehovah's Witnesses. Now there is like there's cults forming with the spiritual community, with like there's just like some horrible things going on, and it kind of like I opened my eyes a little bit, and then a few weeks later I found that they had a Netflix series on the same one, and I was kind of like, oh my God, some of the things that they were doing there, some of the people that I had been doing things with throughout the lockdown period were all involved in doing things just like that. Now, they weren't doing exactly that, but there was like examples. There was like different things, different signs I was seeing, different like things. There was like this love bombing thing going on with some people, and there was come to me and I'll activate you, and you pay me a good price of money, and the money keeps going up higher and higher, and like you have to keep like going to this person, they have to heal you, and all this kind of stuff going on. And there was all this happening, and I was like realizing it, and I was like, oh God. And I was seeing the signs in a lot of different people that were sharing things in my group. And the people that I opened the group for, they weren't sharing anything in it. They weren't doing anything in it. Nobody's like coming to it. You can see like nobody, it's only these people that are like looking to sell something and like take you over and bring you into their fold, into their little den, so they can devour you and they can like take all of your energy away. Energy vampires and all this kind of stuff. And so I saw that, and then there was another Netflix series on the same cult that kind of came up. So that was like another sign, and I had been kind of like rolling that around in my head a little bit, and like I'm still like accepting posts. I'm still like accepting posts from people in this group, and I'm like realizing like there's nobody really hardly posting in here. From what it just was only these like, not everybody, there was some people that were posting, but like there was, it was just like, it was upsetting me. And I was just kind of like, oh my God, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm a heart-based living. I need to be showing the example of heart-based living, and I'm involved in this group where people are posting all this shit up here, and which is a lot of bullshit is what they were putting up. And I don't want to like go into like a negative thing, so I'm not going to go into a rant about it. But so then I saw the other Netflix series that they had with the Twin Flames universe, and it just made me feel sick inside. And then I started like talking to a few people privately, going, have you watched that Netflix documentary? And I'm like, and some of them had and some of them hadn't, and I'm like, oh my God, what do you think about like this? There's a few other people that have been kind of doing the same thing as them, that we've been like, some people have taken these courses and stuff like that, and I would be like talking to them and asking them, what do you think this person, this person doing the same thing? Oh my God, all the signs are there and everything. And so we were kind of talking about it, and I've been talking to a few people privately about it for like the past month or so. And so then somebody sent to me about this Eldora and Siman. It was like an exposed thing on them. And it made me sick to my stomach. And I thought, okay, I can't be a part of any of this going forward. And I woke up the next day after watching the episode that they had for the exposed episode for Eldora Siman, and I said, okay, enough is enough. I am not going to feed the fire anymore. I'm not going to feed these people. I'm not going to have a place for them to share their stuff into. And then my poor people that are like seeing this think that they're like good people, and they're going to like start following them, and then they're going to get hurt. And so it's very dangerous. And so I didn't want to be a part of the fueling of the fire, because we all have the ability to heal, activate, and free ourselves. Don't ever let anybody tell you that they have the power to do it for you. If anybody starts to tell you that they can heal you, that they're a healer, I would run like away as fast as you can. Do not let them take you over. Do not ever give anybody permission to change your codes, to change your essence, to work within your energy field, and to like mess with it. Do not give power to these people, right? And this is what I'm kind of just want to say to you. Like, it's a big warning sign. These are signs. These are warning signs. Do not give your power away. And so I had about enough of it after I had saw this other thing with this Eldora and Siman. You can find that on YouTube. I could actually put links up for it. I can put a link up for the Eldora and Siman thing, because like that'll really open your eyes. And because there's a lot of these like cults and these spiritual movement things that have been going on since the people have started doing things during the lockdown. And there's a lot of like retreats being there's a lot of retreats that are cost a lot of money, like thousands and thousands. I mean, it's not just enough to pay for the accommodation and the food and stuff. It's like we're talking extortionate amounts of money to like go to these things for them to like fix you, heal you, do whatever they can, whatever they do, right? Just you know, like use your intuition and use your gut feeling when you're getting ready to shell out a lot of money to people for something like that. And it kind of makes me sick, because like I'm offering a retreat and I'm like so excited about the retreat, and we're not making any money off of it. We're just like trying to help people go within themselves and learn how to listen to their own wisdom, their own connection to the land, to themselves, like to their spiritual team, to their guidance teams or whatever. We're just here to help give them tools and everything, and to just like hold space for them. And to tell you the truth, it's kind of making me sick, because like I'm up above all these other people that are doing these like slimy retreats where it just makes me sick. And we're not charging only for the accommodation and the food, just to like be there and to like get the place, the venue that we're having. And we're having trouble getting people to come to it, because I don't know if they think that it's too cheap, or I don't know what the deal is, that it's probably not going to be good, because it's not like $4,000 to $8,000 dollars to go to it or whatever. But anyways, that's me just like rambling on about it. So like there's this like just be aware that there, and watch the signs and watch your gut feeling when you're seeing all these things, because you know, like listen to, you can hear the words and what they're saying, and there's a lot of like words like healer and basically if anybody tells you they can do something, they can fix you, they can activate you or whatever like that, that they don't have the ability to do, nobody has the ability to do that for anybody, that you have to do it for yourself. And just, I guess, just be vigilant and watch the signs before you like spending a lot of money doing something. So anyway, I closed the group down, and I feel so inspired and so happy. Like, it's like, because I was feeling like I was a part of it, because I was accepting posts. I was accepting these people to like advertise in my place. And I don't want to feed the fire anymore, and I'm not going to feed the fire. And I guess that's just kind of like what I wanted to talk about with that. I don't really want to go too negative about it. I just want to just explain to you why I closed the group down. It's no longer a fit. It doesn't fit in with heart-based living to give your power away. And that's what it was doing. And so I just want to just shine a little bit of a light on it, and to kind of like show you that there is another way. And so going forward, I'm only going to be putting out content that is inspiring, and that it helps you kind of live live a life that's just living in the heart, and freeing yourself up so that you can be free to create and be inspired and have passion to live your life in the most powerful way that you can live it. Take your power back, people, and listen to the signs, because the signs are there to guide you, to show you how to navigate through your life. And whatever you do, do not try to fit in. Be yourself. Be your authentic self, whoever that is, crazy as it is. Me out here in the forest. Sometimes I sing. Sometimes I'm weird. And I am weird. But I am myself. I am Robin Nicole, a multi-dimensional being of light who came here on this earth to simply hold the light. I'm sending you all kinds of love and all kinds of light. And we'll see you the next time I come out to the forest with my little fairy and have another message or another something to say. Live in your heart. It's what feels the best. It's the happiest feeling ever. To just totally and completely live in your heart. See you next time.